Well, this doesn't need to exist. Can I just, like... Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Well, I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege recently. If you haven't seen my new video, it's all about the loadouts that I've been using for either my attackers or my defenders. And today I thought I may as well do this because, well, why not? This is just something I found on our favorite website. But well, let's go ahead. Get off my screen. Oh, nice. Oh, well, we'll bother with that later. Ace. Well, this is an easy S tier. I mean, good gun, good ability. Everything about him is... the only thing that is kind of mediocre is his gadget, and that's soft recharges. And I think he has claymores as well, I believe. So, yeah. Definitely an easy S tier. Yeah, I can't imagine him putting him in anywhere else. Alibi. I'm flipping between this. See, if she were to be in C tier, she would definitely be low C tier. Because she does have the potential to be decent. But we're going to put her D tier. And we'll probably put her in the high end of D tier. Because her ability, once people recognize that there is an alibi, you have to be where they are, and you have to hope that they're hiding behind a soft wall, and you have to hope that they shoot your like Prisma, right? Your alibi, right? So if you don't do that, guess what happens? You're absolutely screwed. You're not doing anything otherwise. Her gun is, I mean, it's okay. It's got decent stats. It's not too bad of recoil, and you know, I mean, you can use her shotgun too, but I recommend the SMG. There's just nothing special about her. I think her gadget is proxies. I think she has proxies. But, you know, she might also have barbed wire, which I might take over proxies, because essentially what her thing is kind of a proxy, but whatever. Amaru. This is an interesting one because it's... how do I put this? You can play her one time, and then she's immediately garbage after that because they're running Frost and Capcan every other time now. Like, you can run her one time when they're not running Frost and Capcan, but then as soon as they're running Frost or Capcan, you're just screwed over because you're not actually doing anything. So, I play Supernova with her. It's a little bit weird. I know her LMG is a little bit better, and you can just run the secondary shotgun with that. But I personally like running the Supernova with the SMG-11. Yeah, she's a little bit better than Alibi, I guess. I mean, they're both not great. I would never recommend running them. Aruni. How do I rank her? I could put her in the high end of... she's anywhere from high end of B tier to low end of C tier. Oh, so my mouse pad is incredibly small, so I'm going to be kind of pissed off sometimes when my mouse just gets stuck. But nonetheless, we're gonna move on to the actual video. Go back to the video. I have to edit that out. You know what? We'll put her B tier. We'll put her B tier because I like her ability. I just wish she had one or two more, or it was more of like a timed thing. I wish it was more of a timed thing where you could have like a total of like 5 or 6, but you only got one every like, I don't know, 45 seconds or something, every 30 seconds, right? Ash. Some people might hate me for this, but she's S tier. You can't take away from the fact that she's S tier. She has, I mean, for some people, I could see why they would want her on the G36, and that would make her A tier. But if you're running R4C, like, she's S tier. Come on. Azami. She has impacts, which almost automatically puts her like B or C tier. Her ability's pretty solid, and I feel like once you get to the higher ranks where you're more experienced and you know what you're doing, she'll be so much better. But she's, for lower ranks, a little bit rough. And people are gonna hate me for this one, but I only really think she's A tier. I don't think there's anything special about her. You know, you don't have a special gun that's like, oh look, you can absolutely laser people with this. You don't have a great, like, it's just, I don't think she's as good as people put her up to be. Bandit. We all love Bandit, don't we? Bandit's a great operator. Bandit, you know, he's great because he has the wall denial. He has a C4 for when they do open your wall with whatever Twitch or whatever is happening. And, well, they don't open it with Twitch. They break your stuff and then they open it. But you know what I'm saying. But in his gun, I love his MP7. MP7 is a great gun. I think he's probably A tier. I think he's below Azami for sure. So yes, Azami fans. We're gonna need that tier back. We're gonna need that tier back. New. Like Z? Is this a new tier? Just like completely and off the charts? I think this tier should honestly just be called we're putting Blackbeard there. He doesn't, he can just stay down there. We're not going to talk about him. Blitz is great. He's really annoying to play against, but the shield is not that good. He's probably better. He's better than Alibi. He might be C tier, honestly, like low C tier. I don't know. We might rework some things, but yeah, we'll put him in C tier. Fine. Brava is abnormally fun for some strange reason. I can understand why people like Twitch more than her, because Twitch can like break more things, and she can break the legions and break the bandits and break the cage and stuff like that. But Brava's fun to mess around with because I do like her her assault rifle. And hear me out. If you put extended barrel on the para, it does 52 damage a pop. So, I mean, like, I'm putting her beat. I like Brava. I really do. I think she's pretty good. But I don't know if she's, like, A tier. She's probably high B tier, high end of B tier. Buck is great. I like Buck. Yes, I'm putting him above Ace right now. I know a lot of people disagree with this, but he's the best vertical player right now. He is slightly better than Ace, only because he gets flashes, the choice of flashes and hard breach charges. So you can essentially do what Ace does, just you have to be right there instead of just being able to throw your Selmas wherever. I can't see what time it is. Oh, I have a clock right here. It's 10:43 in the morning. Capitao. Capitao's better than Amru. Capateo's probably better than Blitz. But no, not further than that. I saw Spoit's list the other day, and he had a special spot for Capiteo all the way up here, and I thought, what are you smoking, Spoit? Because I want some of that. I want to feel that good. I want to feel that confident that I can run Capiteo and just absolutely wreck everybody. Castle. Castle is like Aruni if Aruni had, I don't know. I feel like they're right beside each other. I think Castle's a little bit worse because he's just not. You're hurting your roamers when you just put them up. Cav's not F tier. Cav is probably D tier because you can make plays with her, but she's not that good. She's a little bit below Alibi. She's probably like right there. We'll put her right there. And if I figure there's not enough in F tier, I might move her down there. Clash. So, Clash is an interesting one. I don't know what to say about her. I actually really like her gun, her SMG, her machine pistol, whatever that thing is. I really do like it because it has good damage, good fire rate, not too hard of recoil to control. But a problem is that she is very large and clunky. If you catch her on the wrong side of her shield, or as she's putting up her shield, she's almost free for you. And for any operator who has a secondary shotgun, that is also a free kill for them because they can just run up to you, knock you back once, and shotgun your feet. And then you're screwed over because you don't know what to do. So Clash is probably... Clash is... Clash is probably right there. We'll put her above Amru. Thank you. Deimos! Okay, Deimos is a lot of fun to run. Because, especially in 1v1s, because he pisses off your friends so much. They're always like, why did you run Deimos? Like, shut it. I didn't ask for your opinion. Deimos is really fun, again. I mentioned that about 0.3 seconds ago, so... Yeah, probably right there. I mean, very good operator. Fun to run. Nothing wrong with him. Doc. I'm a huge advocate for Doc. And I'm weird. I run the P90, and even weirder, I run the suppressor on it. Because I really don't care at the point that I'm running him. If I'm running Doc, then most likely I'm going to be jumping outside of the building. I do like Doc. Doc is very fun to run. I'm doing a lot of Doc jump outs right now. Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi is very fun as well. She's a little bit better than Ashe. I'll put Ashe above her. Why not? There's no defenders up here, which is crazy. But we'll get down to the defenders that should be up there, like our boys down here. But we'll move back to this. Dokkaebi. Her DMR is great. Yeah, it's a mediocre DMR. There's definitely better and there's definitely worse. But what really sets her apart from people like Deimos and there's one other person, Jackal and Lion. What sets her apart is it's using sound cue, and you can go like I'll use Coastline as an example. Main entrance, there's a staircase to your left. I don't know what that staircase is called, but you go up it. You can like go up and down the staircase to see if they're roaming. It's a really easy way to catch out roamers. So she's a good roam hunter, but that's just what Jackal is. And she's also good for like wall bangs and stuff. But Jackal's thing takes too long to load. Lion's thing, they can just stand still for however that long they like. And, Deimos, it's a one-on-one. You have to use a pistol. His pistol's actually pretty good. Which is why I think Dokkaebi is better than all three of them. Echo, if he had one more drone, he might be S tier, honestly. But I do like Echo. I think he's probably... we'll put him here. But he's fun. Ella. I hate Ella with a passion. I think she's about right here. I don't like Ella. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain why. Fenrir. After the nerf, too. I still think that Fenrir is pretty good. I like the fact that you're getting his Fenrir's back now, his Dreadmines. I like the fact that you're getting those back after they're shot now, which I thought they always should do, but if it comes at the consequence of this, I mean, I'm not going to be one to complain. Yeah, he's worse than a zombie now. Fink is a fun one because she's essentially giving free HP, like, whenever she wants. She's fun. You know, she can't really be used against her team. I would put her probably A tier. Very solid operator right now. Flores is B tier. Flores is good. He's got a good gun. He's got a good ability. Frost is also B tier. Same thing. I mean, her gun's mediocre though, but I like her ability, and she has a bulletproof camera, which she can use to her advantage. Actually, I'm gonna put her below Flores. I'm not even gonna explain why though. Fuse is really annoying to play against. Fuse, I feel like every time somebody runs Fuse, I want to shoot myself in the head. We're gonna put him in C tier above Blitz because why not? He also has the AK-12, so that he does get like a free pass to essentially C tier, but his ability is very annoying, and it's not really that good. Yeah, we can get off of that. Glaz. F. That is... Yeah, F tier. That is our first F tier. And I have a friend who actually thinks Glaz is like B tier. And I just don't think that because I don't like his gun. It feels so... I don't even know how to put it. It feels like too high caliber, you know? It does good damage, and I guess if you really want to run him, you can, and I'm not going to be one to stop you, but, like, he's not really that good. Goyo! I love Goyo. Goyo's a fun operator. I would actually say he's better than Fenrir now, because, okay, so with Goyo, he's like a Ruinier Castle, except for the fact that he has a good gun. That's all I'm gonna say. He has a good gun. We're just gonna close some of these. I don't even know how to full screen this. Maybe I'll just... There we go. That's much better. But anyhow, it's a very, very fun operator to run. He has impacts. You can use proxies if you like. I think you're a little bit insane if you're in proxies with him, but I like him right now. Gridlock. So, a lot of people use the F90 on her, right? And I think that's wrong. I think you should be running the LMG on her. And the only reason is, I figure that she's really... I'm going to put her C tier. I really like her LMG. It's a very nice gun. Her ability is... How do I put this? It's not as... It doesn't do as much damage as I wish it did. It does solid damage, but they can just kind of shoot them out, or like use an impact to clear them, or whatever. And you know, you can gridlock the diffuser if you're diffusing, and it's just not... It's not as good as I wish it was. I wish it did more like Smokes did. Smokes' ability, it does 15 a pop. I like that. I like that. The fact that it does that much. Grim. So Grim's gun automatically can't put him in S tier. His gun is not a good gun. But I do think that he's somewhere up here right now. High end of B tier would make sense. Maybe low end of A tier. Ow! Who am I kidding? I like Doc, but like, he's probably better. Hibana! Hibana makes me really mad. I want to kill myself every time I run her because she pisses me off. Her ability is so... I can't even. Good gun. I mean, you can run the Supernova if you want. But, like, honestly, I'd rather be running Capitao. Ayana. I really like Ayana right now. I mean, her drone's really good. Okay. I'm making this tier list based on myself. If I were, I guess I'd put her right there. But for everybody else, she's probably right there. In fact, you know what? We'll put a zombie above her, right? I feel like S should be saved for the operators that everybody can use and everybody can have a good time with. But I really like Ayana. I think her guns, her G36 specifically, is really nice. I still do prefer the R4C. But I like her ability. She has EMPs for whenever she needs to get by mute jammers. She has... I'm trying to think. She has smokes, I guess, if you want to use those. There's a lot of ways you can play her. And there's a lot of maps that she's just good on. IQ. So I saw a tier list the other day that had IQ in Please Rework, which was a tier. It said Please Rework, and it had, I believe, Blackbeard? Who was it? Might have been Blackbeard, Nook, and IQ in it. And I was wondering why IQ was down there. Because every time I play her, I don't do well, but I don't find myself struggling oftentimes. I find myself doing reasonably good. Jackal. Jackal pisses me off so much every time somebody runs him. It actually makes me so mad. We're going to put him right there in B tier. I like his guns a lot. It's just his ability ticks a little slow. He does have a secondary shotgun, which is nice. And his gadget, I believe, is Claymores or Smokes. Jaeger. Yep. Let me explain a few things real quick. Jaeger is like Wamai if Wamai came off of Make-A-Wish.com. Jaeger is like... He's like budget Wamai. He's like, please, I'm starving, I need some food, and you give them like a half-eaten, slightly moldy turkey and cheddar sandwich type stuff. Like, he's just horrible. His carbine is god-awful. His shotgun isn't great, but it's still better than the carbine. He only gets a bulletproof. His ability isn't that good. He doesn't have any special secondary. He's, I believe, a 2 health, 2 speed, so nothing special there. There's nothing good about him. I can't find a singular good thing about him. Okay, even with Glass, he has the Bearing 9 as a secondary, which isn't a bad secondary. I could rant on about how bad Jaeger is. I could rant on and on and on and on about how bad he is. But I will just say this. There is never a situation where you should be playing Jaeger instead of Wamai. Wamai will always be better than Jaeger in every single situation. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of my system. Cade. I really do like Cade right now. I think he's a little bit... He's right here with Bandit. He's like... This comes down to personal preference right now. And I like Bandit's MP7 a little bit more than I like Cade's shotgun. But I kind of like Cade's ability more. I'll put Cade right below Bandit. I do like Bandit maybe a little bit more, but I've been running Cade more, just trying to get a feel for him. Callie is probably above Ella, probably above Alibi, probably right there. Probably just sitting right there. I mean, I like Callie's secondary, so that's nice. Capcan's fun to run. I like Capcan. Does he belong in S tier? He's better than Goyo, isn't he? We'll put him right there. Wow, there's a lot of operators. Another S tier operator in Legion, our first defender. We'll put him right there. I do like Legion a lot. There's a few things with Legion that I am a little bit sad about. I'm sad they took his impacts away. I think if he still had his impacts, I'd put him above Ace, maybe even above Buck. He was one of the best operators with his maybe the best operator with his impacts, but even without them, he's still one of the better defenders right now. Sorry, my stomach's tweaking. Lion. Lion's pretty cool. I mean, that seems about right. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, that's cool. I like Lion. He's a fine operator. There's nothing wrong with him. There's just also nothing that's like, oh, good about him. I mean, his gun's pretty nice. And his gadget, I believe, is frags. So again, nothing wrong. Just nothing special. Maestro's pretty good right now, isn't he? Maestro could go right there. I like Maestro right now. His gun's really nice. Now, if that thing had an ACOG, he might be able to make it to S tier, because that gun is disgusting. I like his ability. I like his evil eye ability. He has impacts. He has a bailiff as a secondary. There's nothing wrong about Maestro right now. Maverick is also another. He's another B tier op. I'm gonna put him slightly below Deimos. I think that Maverick is very good. If you want a Maverick trick, obviously, you can do that in some maps. It's a little bit risky because I'm pretty sure they can just shoot your feet. But pretty good. M4 is nice. His AR-15 is actually pretty nice too. Malusi, I love Malusi. Yeah, she's right there right now, honestly. I can't find a singular bad thing about her. I can't. MP5, I like the MP5. Her ability is really nice. She's 3 health, so she gets a ton of health. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Malusi right now. Mira belongs right with, maybe a little bit, maybe Mira belongs right here. But I like Mira right now because while she is situational, when she is used in those good situations, she is usually pretty broken for them. So our A tier is pretty filled up, pretty stacked right now. I don't know if Doc belongs there looking at the list now, but I'm just going to keep him up there until something changes. Monty. This is unfortunate. I like the fact that Monty's that annoying, though. So we're going to put him B tier. He is above Brava. I just would rather run Grim, I guess, than him. And I don't know, Doc. Doc is fun. Mozzie. So the two Australian operators are like right beside each other, I swear. They belong right with each other. They're just two peas in a pod. They're right with each other. They're both pretty mediocre for different reasons. Gridlock's ability is pretty mediocre, but her gun is pretty good, I actually would argue. And I don't know what second or gadget she has actually. So, but Mozzie gets a good gadget. He gets a solid ability with a pretty bad gun. Honestly, I don't like the commando too well. But oh well, pretty good. Definitely a good operator. Anytime. Okay. You can run him anytime, but there will never be a situation where he is the best option. You know? Mute. Mute is also S tier. Mute probably... I don't know. Is he better than Melissa? I don't think so. Mute is really good right now, though. Just in general, you can wall denial with him. It's obviously good drone denial, so really good operator. I think he's pretty fun to play too, because I do like the SMG-11, despite it having some pretty rough recoil. Nook. Nook is absolutely garbage right now. Nook can go right down to F tier. Nothing good about her. She gets... I don't even know what her secondary is. I really don't care. Too. Nomad. Nomad's pretty good right now. Nomad's probably B tier. I think she's like right here. We'll put her right here. But, this is a personal preference as to whether or not you want to run the ARX or the AK-47 or AK-74M, I believe is the technical name, but it looks like an AK-47, so whatever. Personal preference for the gun. It's very... how do I put this? If you don't know the map that well, she's kind of rough to run because she kind of relies on map knowledge just to know where to put your nomad things. I don't even know what the name is called. It's like a wind trap or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Oryx. Oryx is pretty rough right now, I would argue. Not a great operator. Not a recommended operator. 2 health, 2 speed. Solid gun, though. His ability is pretty mediocre, though. Osa. Osa can go in C tier. Osa's pretty decent. Pulse. I hate Pulse with a passion. Why is this thing bugging right now? I don't like running Pulse, and I hate when people run Pulse. So it's just in general a bad relationship between me and him. I'm putting him in C tier because I think that's where he belongs. Many people would argue he belongs in like B tier, but I just don't like him. His UMP doesn't have an ACOG. His gadget's whatever it is, a C4, which is nice, but I wish his gadget or his ability went a little bit further. Ram's pretty good right now. We'll put her B tier. I do like Ram. R4C gets a solid ability. God, I'm tired. Oh gosh. But there's nothing special about her. She's just good right now, Nothing I'd be like, oh good, I get to play Ram. Yippee. It's not like everybody's hogging her right now. It's just like, Rook is definitely not a good operator right now. I mean, he's a rough one to run. Yeah, honestly, yeah, you can go right down there with him too. I forget, is this the Defender? I don't mind the Defender too much. He should definitely be C tier. You know, we'll put him right here. Impacts and C4, very nice. Get some bad gun though. I don't like his commando. You can run the shotgun, but he already has a secondary shotgun, so why run it? Sledge. I love Sledge. People will hate me for this, but I like him. I think he's great right now. For the general population, he's not that good, but I love him, so I'm gonna give him a bit of love. Move, fat ass. Thank you. Gosh, it's already been 30 minutes. Smoke is S tier. You cannot argue against me. And if you do, I will come over to your address and I will smack the living. I'll smack the life out of you. You know what? We'll put him below Ace for everybody. Solus after the nerf is pretty rough to run. We'll put her very low B tier. The attacker is very interesting. We're just gonna put them right beside each other. I do like running the defender a little bit more just because the C4 and the impacts at the same time is fun to mess around with. Tachanka does not belong in F tier, folks. Tachanka. I like Tachanka. He's a cool dude. You know, you get your... There's nothing wrong with him. I mean, his ability is absolutely garbage, but his gun's really fun to play around with. He's not a good operator, but he's not something I would ever be like, you know, stay away from this. Yeah, stay away from ranked. Thatcher's pretty good right now. I would argue that his usefulness is way higher than his, like, fun to play. Deimos is way more fun to play. But in terms of usefulness, Thatcher is so much more, like, helpful to the team. So we're going to put him above Deimos. Thermite. I love Thermite. I think that Thermite is a great operator to choose to run. I think that when you run him, essentially what you're saying is we're going to blow a big hole in... pause. We're going to... I can't. But, yeah, he's really good. I like him. I would argue that Ace is better, but I run Thermite more often just because I like his ability a little bit more. I will say that the throw ability of Aces is better, though. Thorn. I haven't played around with Thorn too much. She's fine. Like, low C tier, whatever. Thunderbird. Thunderbird can go right down to F tier. Nothing good about Thunderbird. Turbo, as some autistic people or ADHD, or no, it's dyslexic, isn't it? Dyslexic people might read it as Turbo. Tubero. Tubero's pretty solid right now. Tubero, probably like, we'll put her, or him, my fault. I misgendered him. No. Gay people are gonna come after me. That's not great. I'll just shoot him. Oh well. Twitch. I'll put her right with Brava. I think that Twitch is, in general, a better operator, but I like running Brava a little bit more. Valkyrie. Valkyrie is probably right up into S tier? I like Valkyrie. Put her bottom of S tier. Yes, Landon, I know you're probably going to watch this, and you're going to get absolutely pissed at me for putting your favorite operator right down into the C tier, but I don't really think he's that good. Wamai is great. I like running Wamai. Wamai's better. Warden, pretty mediocre. You can tell I got kind of bored during this. I mean, okay. Here, let me explain the past few. Valkyrie is very good for almost every single map. She has C4 and Impact, so the choice between them is great. Her MPX is a pretty solid gun. And, you know, she's just in general a good operator. Well, my, hmm. He's like Jaeger if he was good. He's like the version of Jaeger that Jaeger wanted to be. That's it. Good gun, good secondary, good. There's nothing wrong with him. Yang can go right up into S tier. Yang can go right here. Yang is very good. I like Yang. Nothing wrong with Yang. Zero. Zero is pretty good too. Zero can go right here. Zero is very good. I like his skook and I like his ability. There's nothing wrong with our boy Zero right now. And lastly but not least, yes, very late. No, I'm joking. Zofia. Zofia's not bad. Zofia can go right there. Well, I mean, this is my tier list, I guess. I mean, you have. Can I like? How do I zoom out? How do I like? How do I like full screen this? I mean, yep, this seems about right. We have our obvious S tiers. There are definitely some interchangeable ones. This could go into S tier. This could go into S tier. This can go into S tier. Nothing else could go into S tier that I would be fine with. This is a combination of personal preference and, in general, like, overall rating. This is what I think. If you disagree, well, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, but yeah, if you're maining Tachanka and... Sorry. Need to move you, Tachanka. If you're maining Tachanka... Nice try, Tachanka. If you're maining Tachanka and IQ, you know, I'm going to start recommending you get, like, your hands on, like, Womai and Buck, right? Just saying. Now, the operators that I'm maining right now are, like, Malusi and Smoke and Doc and Womai and just, like, the blue operator... No, I'm joking. That is funny, though, how there's, like, 4 blue operators just sitting right here. Well, if you've actually watched this, which would be pretty impressive. I mean, if you disagree with this, then you're just wrong. I mean, at that point. What am I looking at? Get the no. But there's definitely some interchangeable ones. I mean, you could put Doc in B tier, and I'm not gonna like do anything about it. Now, if you put him in C tier, I might get a little bit mad, but it's fine. This is my tier list. I'm gonna have to send a screenshot of this. What do I screenshot? Oh dear. Well, we'll figure that out later. Thank you for watching, I guess. Guess that's it. See ya.